This is the Iron Trader, and this is Midday Trading. Today we're going to take a look at a couple of big bank stocks, Bank of America and Citibank. This video is for information purposes only, not a recommendation to buy, sell any stock, commodity ETF. Please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. All right, here we have Bank of America, your daily and your weekly chart. Now, all these banks seem to be breaking out here. We're going to review Bank of America and Citibank, but if you look at JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs here, they are ripping much higher. So let's just see where we need to go. Okay, so we look at right here, we look at this price channel. This is going to be key. Okay, we'll tune that right in. Okay, 34.69. Now, today's high so far was 34.89. However, you need to close above. That is the key, okay? So even like when we had this breakout from this previous candle at 34.07, went sideways action, and then it went higher, and then you can see where it just went right on down. But your key is you held that 50-day SMA here. See, this is why you trade the chart, so you know where it's going. So you can see exactly how nice it held it here. So even like when it sold off here, came all the way down, but look, it held that nice 50 SMA here. And then once you got above the 8 SMA, it rides it all the way and up very, very nice. So the key on is going to be a close above that 34.69. That's going to be very, very critical. Now, again, if you can get higher than that, then what we do is we follow these candles up right here. Okay, so then what do we have here? You got 35.05, we have 35.99, and then we just keep on following up here. You have 36.76, and then we have 37 flat. That'll be your first price channel coming across. Now we look at the second panel coming across. We're going to be looking at 37.85, and then you have 37.87, and then we'll come all the way up to the candle here at 38.60. Okay, so those are going to be your resistant levels here if you can close above that 34.69. Now, just because it's up here today right now doesn't mean that it's going to close above. But again, if it does, we just follow these price channels right across. Now, this is the key level here. Okay, on this candle. So you got basically 38.60. Now, again, if you get above that, then we just follow the rest of these candles here. So, okay, so you got 40.37 here. We have 41.40, and then we take this price channel right across, which is basically this candle. So you're looking at 44.63, and then look where your big retest is up here, all the way at 50.11. So that would be a really good trade, but the key is going to be holding above that key price channel at 34.69. Now, again, this gap right on up here. So on any kind of sell-off, well, first of all, you do is you always want to go to the left of the chart. So you want to watch that 34.69 here. And then we really want to watch this candle that's sitting right here at 34.07. Now, also here, it left a gap. Okay, so when you look at the gap, that is 33.84. That's the gap. And then we have your fill at 33.65. So always watch the gaps in the fills. If it sells off, that's usually like a magnet to a fridge shoe. That's where she'll go. And then right below that, you have 33.24. And then we have your key 8 SMA here at 33.22. Now, again, if that's lost, we can follow the candles down. So you have 32.83 here. We have a 32.39. But your big key level here is going to be this 32.21. Okay, so again, we watch that gap and that fill on the downside. And then we'll watch your 8 and your 21 SMA. But again, if that's lost, this is the key level that we'll be looking for, is that 32.21. And then right below it is you have 31.27. That is your big retest here. But when you can see that it's held in this 50 SMA, even if it's sold off, it's going to stop at that 50. And then we can see what it'll do here. And then if it goes lower, well, we know exactly where it's going. So then on the upside, you just watch these candles all the way across. That's your basically your 37 level here, and then we have your 38.60. Those will be your first levels of resistance, and then you can work yourself all the way on up. Now, when you look at your RSI here, well, you're getting at that 69. You're getting up to the level. However, it can go higher. Now, one thing I did want to point out to you here is when you look at this candle here, it's okay. So you got a high, and you got a really high on your RSI. But when we look to this candle here, okay, you got an even higher high, But look at here. See that negative divergence? Negative divergence tell you it's going to sell, and sure in hell, what did it do? It sold right on off here. Now, your MACD here is looking very good. You just crossed your green, crossed your red. That's looking all okay. So always look for any kind of divergences here. Now, I made over the weekend, I made a weekend edition here on charts and you know what to look for. And this is a perfect example of a negative divergence and a nice good sell-off. So always watch that. So again, just watch this key 34.69. That's going to be the tell. A close above, she goes higher. A close below, she could come down to the gap fill or even down to these SMAs. All right, let's take a look here now at Citibank. Okay, here we have Citibank. Now, your key level here was 54.74. That was your price channel. All right, let's big that up a little bit. Okay, that was your price channel, and basically it's the top of that candle, 54.75. That was it. So it looks like today, see where you just gapped right on up. Okay, so again, if it closes above that 54.75, well, then I'm going to show you here on a weekly where the levels we can go. Now, if it sells down, you want to watch that 54.75 because that's going to be your key support level here. But now you also have a gap. So you want to look to the bottom here. That's 55.01, and then we want to watch that fill. Okay, that's 54.23. So your gap and your fill, if that does sell off here. But the key is going to be that 54.75. That's your price channel coming across. And again, right below that, we have that key 8 SMA at 53.64, and then we have 53.09. Now, there's also another gap in fill here on the chart. So we look at here, you were looking at 51.95. There's your gap. And then we looked at the top, 51.68. So your gap and your fill. And then you have your retest there of 50.51. And then your key 50-day at 50.12. So if it does sell off, you know exactly where you're going to go. So always watch the gap to fill. The 8 SMA here, your 21 SMA, this gap and fill, and then your retest, and then your key level, which will be 50.12. So here's a perfect example right here of an 8 SMA here. So once that price stays above here, look how nice it follows it all the way on up here. Very, very nicely here, okay? So that's what we're looking at. So right now, when you look at this candle here, and you look at the RSI, this hasn't played out yet here, but there's really no divergence as of yet. So we got to see exactly where this, so this just looks much higher. So what we do is we just take the chart over to the left. So the next level here is going to be right here. You're looking at 57.40. That is going to be your next level. And then we'll jump up to this candle at 58.25. So you take your price channel right across. That's what we're looking for. Now, again, if you can get above that, then what we do is we look here. You're looking at 60.42. You have 64.76. We have 67.48. And then your big retest up here is 69.11. Okay, so basically, you just take your price channel, just have a line on it like what I have. It just comes right across. That is going to be your your targets of where you're going to aim for. So realistically, your next target here, big target, is going to be the top of that candle, which is basically 58.25. Now, again, you really need to hold this 54.74 on the closing basis. If you do, then we'll come right up to your next target area. Should be very, very good. Now, your RSI, that has a little bit of room here to move on up here, but you're getting in a little bit of nosebleed. Right here is very, very, you got the momentum, so your green is over your red. That's looking very, very good also. When you look here on your weekly chart here, well, you're right at that 70 level here with your RSI. And then your MACD has a nice bullish cross, so that could go a little bit higher here. But again, even when it hits that 70 area, it can be when you watch this RSI. See this? Okay, and that followed that basically all the way on up. So your RSI here, once you get over that 70, all that really means is you got your relative strength up the ass. You know what I'm saying? You are just rolling here, rolling VIP here with this thing. So that's what you have to look at. Is once it gets above, the key is you just don't want those divergences, because that tells you that then you can have a selling point coming. Okay, that's what I got for you today. That's Bank of America and Citibank. Thanks for watching.